Hello, welcome to another project update. Today I have continued working on the cutscenes. I have gone through a few more. So I think I worked on this one yesterday. Uh, Excuse the lighting. The lighting is controlled by. I'll just fix it. I'll just fix it right now. All right, there we go. Now you can see. So I worked on, I think, yeah, definitely sequence 8. I think I worked on this yesterday too, but what I did today is I fixed a few. Actually, no, I might have done it. I might have done it yesterday. I forget. But I did change a few things about this. I made it so that he stops in the right spot, and then he also stops right in the right spot in front of this thing. So it's the boss from the previous level, the previous part. All right, this is definitely one that I worked on pretty much just today. All right, so originally the camera kind of went to the wrong spot and the characters were standing in the wrong spot, but now it is the right spot. So this is him asking the player a question. Player can't really answer because he's a silent protagonist, but it's kind of implied that he's answering. Um, and I think at this part, I'm going to have the characters continue talking while this other guy investigates behind the machine. The next thing I did is I kind of showed this, which was these three alien dudes standing around a panel. The implication is that this red light is flashing, which is like an indication that this thing has been destroyed, which is like their drone robot thing. And yeah, they're so what's going to happen in the next in some of the next scenes is they're going to go and investigate and find out why it's broken. And that's pretty much the premise of this whole cutscene. And unfortunately, I didn't get much further than that. So aside from working on the animations, I did some other things around the level. I actually screwed something up. So while I was working on uh, this this panel thing, so I actually had to. So what I did is I have a bunch of these Nintendo 64 style shaders that kind of have this weird if you look closely at the bilinear filtering, you might see that it's like different from like actual real bilinear filtering. It's got like this weird sort of pattern to it that's it's meant to simulate the Nintendo 64 effect. So what happened is I was actually missing a shader effect that I wanted, which is like something that's kind of so this, if you're familiar with how Godot's material system works, there's like a built-in material system where you can apply like albedo texture and also a emission texture. So the shaders that I was using don't have that, so I had to create the systems for that. But while I was doing that, I accidentally edited the source shader for all of that, and it applied to all the materials in the game, and I have to go through all of them and fix it manually. And I did manage to do that in this level, but it did use up a lot of my time. So now what we have here is we have actually under the ground here. So what we have is a shader that does the thing that we want it to do. It does like the weird it does the it's called 3-point trilin or bilinear filtering. You can kind of see it right here. Bit of a weird pattern. So there's two layers of it. There's like the initial layer, which is like a so this is a diffuse albedo texture. It's kind of ambiguous way it is. I call it albedo text. And then this second layer, it has an emission texture, which is like that glowy effect. Let me see if I can get a good. Right, so you see the parts that are flashing here. That's the emission texture at work. I had to create that shader. I didn't actually. I didn't really so much create it. Is I copied the original shader and then I switched around a bunch of the values. I didn't create. I did not create the shader from scratch. I downloaded it. Yeah, here's the source for it. If you're, I can't really. I don't know if you can read that in the stream. It's like a HTTPS www.emutalk.net threads emulating N64. Yeah, if you're interested in that shader, there it is. I think it's. I think I found it on GitHub actually. There's like this whole shader pack thing, and I believe it was. Yeah, I believe that it had like the correct licensing that allows me to use it. Anyways, that's pretty much it for today's video. I apologize, that was a bit boring at the second half there, talking about shaders and materials and stuff. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.